Welcome to another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson, and if you're a recruiter out on your own or just lacking general support or guidance, then you've come to the right place. Our episodes are designed to give you the motivation and the support you need to become the very best lone recruiter. So join us, grab a cup of coffee, and let's take your desk to another level. Now, today's episode is probably as real as it's going to get for you guys, and I'll go into something that happened to me today. But I really want to go into, what do I want to go into? I want to go into the whole logic of you can't be perfect all the time. We always strive for it, and we live in a world where social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, we really see the perfection of people. We're starting to see the real side of things. We're starting to see mental health issues come to the surface, which is lovely to see, and real events and people not being perfect, which I think is the natural evolution of it. But, it's very easy to sort of put out content as a podcast. It's very easy to sort of put out to the world that you're perfect, you've got your shit under control, and, everything's smooth sailing. But I really just want to jump on today and go, it's okay to have a shit day. We all have them, and I'll be the first to admit it. I have them, not all the time, but I have them. And what I want to go through with you guys is when they happen, that's fine, but what do we do to pull ourselves out of them? So what happened to me this morning was not, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen every now and then. You may or may not know I'm a type 1 diabetic. So what that means is my blood sugars go up and down. I have to manage them accordingly. Every now and then they go so low that it's actually quite dangerous and quite an immediate threat. So this morning I'm running around doing the kids stuff. I had to drop one of the kids off for their music class in the morning. We had to come back, grab the other one for the excursion, and then I had to open up the office for the cleaners, and there's a whole bunch of stuff we had to do this morning. I just was in a rhythm, and I remember jumping out of the shower, and I was like, something's not right. I think I need to eat. My blood sugars looked okay, so the sensor mustn't have been working, but something wasn't right. And so about halfway through, just dry my hair, I was like, oh my God, I can't see. I couldn't see. My eyes started to shut down. This has never happened to me before. You know that when you look at a light globe or you look at the sun and the white light it stays on your retina and then it kind of slowly fades. It was doing that, but it wouldn't fade. It was actually getting bigger and bigger. And then I was like, I literally cannot see. This is not good. So I closed my eyes and I yelled out to my wife, Amanda, I can't see. She's like, what do you mean you can't see? I can't see. It was bad, okay? I did a manual blood test and lo and behold, it was super low, like dangerously low. To the point if I left it 5 minutes, I would have been unconscious. I would have had to have ended up in hospital. Now, what's the point of me saying this to you guys? I feel like shit right now, right? And I've got a headache. All the glucose rushed out of my brain. I'm not functioning properly. I can't think on my feet. And I just want to say it's okay to have those days. They happen. This is a very physical form, but sometimes it's not as obvious. Sometimes you just have a flat day. Sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed. Sometimes every month or so you might have a down day because you're tired, or you've had a big run at the gym, or you've had 4 or 5 days in a row at work that's just completely frizzled you. It happens. And I'm the first to say to myself, to anyone in our team, or to any of you out there, have a day. If you need a day, have it. And know. I think it's really important to know when you need to have that day. Put your hand up and go, that's it. Do you know what I don't like? And what I really want to stress is that it's not okay to have 2. And some people are going to crucify me for saying that. But the reality is you don't need long to pick yourself up. If you're good at identifying those days you need off, you don't need long bouts off. Does that make sense? So if you're going to just trudge through life and stubbornly not give yourself the rest you need, and you're not going to acknowledge when you need rest, well, you know what? When you finally break down and burn out and melt down, you're going to be in the bed for like a week. It's a long depression, right? But if you're consciously all the time going, I've had 7-8 days in a row of absolute excellence, I need a day off, be okay with that. Just make it a day. And so I just want to walk you through my thinking for today because I think it might be useful for some people out there. I'm going to work, but it's going to be at like 40%, okay? And I think the key activities that I'm going to take out of my day today are phone calls. My head hurts. I can't think, right? I've got a bunch of paperwork I can get done, just some little bits and bobs there. I might cruise around on LinkedIn and do some whatever. I am struggling to even look at a screen at the moment, so these lights are killing me. But it's going to be a very low day. But I love a sports analogy, right? When you see a team have a bad day on the pitch, any sport, they lose, they get thumped, they get hammered. What do? They go back to training, they forget about it, and they focus on the next game. And more often than not, that next game is an absolute blinder because they've all put their heads down, got into training, doubled down. They're making up for that game that they lost. I don't think work is any different. If I have a down day today, if I have a day where I lose, I know in my heart I come back tomorrow and I win hard. So knowing that's really kind of great too, because you know you can make up for it. And sometimes you just need to clear the stuff out of your life admin or your desk, and it gives you that mental space and you feel that load come out, and then you can thrive. And sometimes in recruitment, you just need time for things to come back to you, to get interviews in or CVs in or whatever. So I can almost guarantee you that by acknowledging that you're having a bad day, it's a good thing. But I also know that the next day needs to be mentally, I'm coming to have a double down day. And for me, that's how I handle myself when I have a down day. I don't know if you got anything out of this. I'd love to hear your comments. Drop us a message, whatever you might be that you might do in your down days or how you manage this side of scenario. But I hope this helps someone. I just want to jump on right now and go live and just go, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm going to do about it. That's all we have time for you today. So if you've got anything out of today's podcast, please like, subscribe, follow. It does help us grow. We've got a mailing list. Go to thelonerecruiter.com. You can drop your email there. We can give you all the material. There won't be any today, but there will be some over the coming episodes. And that's it. Have a lovely day. And as always, may all your deals come true.